Hello, everybody. My name is Doreen Morin-van. I am back with another Social Insiders study. My friends at Social Insider have asked me to highlight some of the key points and key takeaways from their most recent Instagram study. And it's very exciting. And as you can see on the screen, it's about Instagram stories. If you are not using Instagram stories yet, you should go check it out. But let's go together and find out what they found out about stories, because it's pretty interesting what happened in 2021. So here are the key insights that I want to share with you that they found. And of course, at the end of this video, I'm going to give you the link so that you can read the complete case study. Social Insiders is an amazing data analytics tool for social media managers. If you do not have access to it, you should go try it, absolutely, and see what this is all about. Social media is definitely should be based, your strategy should be based on data. And so you need data on stories. And if you need to convince a client, or you need to talk to a client about stories, maybe you want to do more or less or change your strategy around stories, you will need a case study just like this one. And you have all the data to go to them and say, these are the changes we're going to make, and this is why. So let's dive in. Major brands have doubled the Instagram stories usage in the last year. That is big. That means that brands, not just people, not just creators, but brands are seeing the benefits of Instagram stories, which is, if you are working for a large brand, a corporation, you should be showing the behind the scenes, more of the personal, the human side of your brand through stories. Stories is a great way to tell that narrative, right? And then the next key finding that they found at Social Insiders is posting up to 5 stories per day ensures a retention rate of 70%. Now, stories are identified as either a card, that's the story, or a video. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a second. So 5 stories could mean 5 cards that together tell a story, right? So up to 5 stories ensures a retention rate of 70%. And a retention rate means that somebody goes through all 5 of those cards, right? 70% will go through if you have 5 of them. Instagram users are more likely to tap forward sooner for an image story. So that's maybe how you retain them, right? So they read the story, they see the card, they see what's on it, and they tap forward to get to the next one. Some people might be faster readers, right? So you want to give them that opportunity to do that. Now, Instagram users exit faster from video stories, and most of those exits happen within the first 2 stories. So that's something to remember. If you are doing videos, that you might want to make them shorter, or you might want to put a video at the end. Just know that if you do only video stories, that people are going to exit longer. So what this means for you, you might want to test for your audience. Do a couple stories that are at least 5 cards, a couple of stories that are 2 to 3 videos in a row, or maybe 4 cards and a video, maybe 2 cards, a video, 2 cards. Experiment, right? What works for your audience. But what Social Insiders has found, that people exit a little bit faster from those video stories. The other part that they found is image stories slightly outperform video stories in terms of reach. You know, a really nice image that people can see, they like, that outperforms it a little bit better. It gives you a little bit more time to hone in on the actual story. And then Instagram stories have lower reach compared to posts in the feed. Now that surprises me, because I really thought that Instagram stories would give a little bit of more of a reach than those in the feed, but maybe that's because not everybody uses a bunch of hashtags, and on feeds you can still use hashtags to get found. So what do you do with this data, right? So go dive into this study by Social Insiders about Instagram stories. Use this data to create a strategy for 2022 for yourself as a social media manager, for your clients, or for you if you're a brand. How should you utilize this? What you should do is take this data and then go experiment, right? Make a couple of stories that have at least 5 cards. Make a couple of stories that have some video and some cards. and vary the content, and then go look at your data, right? You could just go to your phone, click on insights and see which stories do better. What color are the pictures that you share? What story were you telling? So you have to go experiment. But this data, I always say data from case studies like this is a great starting point for your strategy. That does not mean that this is the end of your strategy, but this is the starting point of your strategy. Take this data, start experimenting in January or maybe even earlier, now in December, and then create a strategy around what works for you. So I will leave the link to this study by Social Insiders right below here underneath in the first comment, so you can go read it. If you have any questions about Instagram stories or creating a social media strategy, hit me up and I'll be happy to help you out. And thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back soon with another video about Social Insiders case studies.